Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/thenerdcore. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hello, nerds. You're listening to an episode on the Nerdcore podcast feed. If you're feeling generous, please consider pledging to a tier on our Patreon at patreon.com/thenerdcore. We have tiers as low as $1 per month. Thanks so much, and enjoy the episode.
Hey everyone, before we can get into today's episode, I need to talk to you all about Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast and is the platform I've been using for over 2 years. Anchor is easy because it's free, includes creation tools on your tablet or phone from the get-go, rewards creators with sponsorships with no minimum listenership, and best of all, they distribute your podcast to places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and many more. So if you want to make a podcast, you should download the Anchor app or visit anchor.fm. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello, you're listening to an episode on the Nerdcore podcast feed. We hope you can visit our page at Patreon at www.patreon.com/nerdcore. They have tiers that start as low as $1, and we hope you can consider pledging to one of those tiers. Enjoy the episode. Hola mi gente. Hola mi gente. Hey, welcome back. You're listening to the Nerd Chicano show, the only show hosted by two Latin lovers themselves. The first one is your host, the Nerd Chicano himself. It's me, Raul, joined by his other partner in crime, Luis. Say hello, Luis.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. We're joined by a wonderful guest. You know her from the Gamer Core. She's been on this show before. Don't have to reintroduce her in a big format, but I mean, I'm just going to let her talk. Say hello, Ashley.
Hello, everyone. It's the Gucci Bat.
As always, yeah, it's the Gucci Bat. The Gucci Bat herself is here, and we're gonna do a lot of good stuff today. I know you're gonna be like, all right, cool. This is the Bad Times at the El Royale review. Sorry, no, we're not doing that today.
Shit, I watched that movie already.
I know. I'm gonna watch it soon. We're gonna review that one. Don't worry. If you want, you can give yourself a little non-spoiler review and say what you like. If you liked it, Luis, but today we're going to actually review a different movie. A movie that Luis and we've been dying to see. And we were going to wait, but circumstances happened, so we just didn't have to wait anymore. And we're here to provide you guys with a Star is Born review. So I am really, really hyped about this. I cannot wait to talk about this. Ashley, you watched this twice already, right?
Yeah, twice. It got better every time.
Ooh, I know. I'm dying to go see this a second time too. Luis watched it once. Luis, if you want, you could. Luis, tell us about. Well, I mean, how's everybody doing so far? I'll go with Ashley first, since she's the guest. How you been doing?
How we're doing? What, emotionally?
No, I mean, how you guys doing? Is it a good day? Has it been a good week?
It's a good fucking year.
Hell yeah, it's a good year. I'm with Luis.
Yeah, all right. Let's go with Ashley first, though, Luis. How you been, Luis? I mean, how you been, Ashley?
Ashley, man.
Sorry.
Well, I've been pretty good.
Yeah, you've been pretty good. That's good to hear. Luis, how about you?
I've been blessed, man. I've been blessed, and I'm having a good ass week, year.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Look, there was a time in my life where I would just complain. I'd be like, "Oh, why is my job so hard and school and I never have free time and I never have time for friends and shit like that." But then recently, I just feel like I've been getting back to how I used to feel, happy and just positive all the time. I wake up and I'm smiling because I look forward to what I'm gonna do the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But say, for example, 6 months ago, you were to tell me "Oh, are you happy and shit?" I tell you no. I tell you there's nothing.
Luis, I think you're
been back on my groove again, and I just feel blessed, dude. I feel blessed, and I don't want to get religious, right? But I don't know. It's just I just feel blessed, and I don't know. I feel like God's looking after me, and He's saying, "Hey, this is your chance, man. Shine.
Yeah.
This is where a star is born." Shit. Put up.
Yeah, stars born here. Yeah. Hey, no, it's good that you're feeling good, man. You know, it's all about feeling good, man. Been having myself a hard week though, freaking school and exams and stuff like that. Oh God, it's just that time of the time. It's that time right now. Got myself a 1,500 paper, 1,500 page, not 1,500 pages. I'm sorry, 1,500 word paper for Italian cinema. But hey, I got it. I got it going. Don't worry.
You got this, buddy. You got it.
Yeah, you know I got it. Yeah. Oh man, it's a lot of good stuff doing this week. We reviewed. We did episode 100. Holy shit, man! Not of this show, but the main show. So happy about that because I mean, Luis was there for the first episode. Wow, like talk about something that had little to no planning, right, Luis?
That is correct. It was just a bunch of couple nerds who had a vision, wanted to talk about something, needed a platform to do it in.
Yeah.
And then we did it. Yeah. And it turned into something greater than me and you.
Yeah, dude.
So that's cool.
Something truly special. And then look, we got Ashley on the team now. So like, it's obviously leading to some good stuff.
Let's talk about our team now. It's like it's not just me, you, Brad, and now it's Ashley.
Yeah.
And then
Alex.
We're expanding. Yeah, Alex and then
Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
But
man.
cool.
I love it. We're getting big, man. Like
big family.
Big dreams.
Big dreams.
Yeah.
A lot of positive vibes here.
Yeah. We're like Apple.
Yeah, we're like Apple, yeah. Yeah, but you know what? If Apple were just made up of people who like to talk about movies and video games. Yeah. So like there's more to come about what Alex and Caitlin are doing. That's going to come on the live show, so if you're getting this episode a day early, that means you are a patron for the $1 tier, which means you get the pre-show. So, you're going to get to see us. Caitlin won't be here on Saturday. She had something to do, but Alex will be here, and he's going to inform us about what they're working on. As always, it's going to be, I thought it was going to be the first time the whole team was going to be together, but it's not. And it's fine. It's going to happen one day, sooner or later. We're going to have the whole team together. And I'm dying to talk about what we have planned, but I cannot reveal that right now. Things are still going under the process, but I promise you guys, like, oh man, we're looking forward to it. Actually, you too, right?
Oh heck yeah! Big things, everyone. Big things are on the way.
Yeah, if you guys know how bad I want to just say this, but I can't. I gotta wait a little bit, just a little bit. Things have to come into fruition first. So, yeah. There's really nothing else for us to talk about because a lot of things are being saved for the live show because I feel like that's going to be where there's going to be a lot of discussion since it's going to be at least a good 5 people. So, do you guys just want to get into this review already?
Yeah, let's get it going. I'm excited to talk about this. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, God, we're ready to talk this movie then. So, before we actually get into the movie, if some of you guys have not seen A Star Is Born, make sure you guys click off because I don't want to spoil anything. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and talk about this movie in 3, 2. Oh, and Luis already got out of the chair, so 3.
I did. Hold on. I just need to get some AA batteries.
Oh, okay. So, damn, I've never had this happen on podcast. Ashley, is there anything we want to talk about while we stall for Luis?
Yeah, the first thing that I noticed about this movie that I loved was all the eye candy. And I'm talking about Bradley Cooper's guitars. Man, there's a lot of Gibson in this movie. As someone who used to play guitar occasionally, I have a deep love for Gibson. I have a Gibson Dove in possession myself. In the movie, he plays this really gnarly Gibson hollowed body that I just love. Yeah. And he has something that looks like a J45. And I'm just like, damn, like all of these instruments.
Talk about some beautiful guitars. But now Luis is back. Let's go ahead and introduce this movie. The Star Is Born is the 4th remake of A Star Is Born. Yeah. The first one came out in 1937. It went. It has 3 other remakes. One with what's her name, Judy Garland. The other one with Barbara Streisand, and then the other one was a Bollywood musical. And then this is the fourth one starring. Yeah, hey, dude, I'm telling you, even Bollywood. I'm trying to watch that, by the way, Luis. I'm trying to see how good that one is. Yeah. Hey, I love me some Bollywood. Hey, if Slumdog Millionaire is Bollywood, then I'm all for Bollywood.
Wait, is it?
I mean, would I?
No, it's not.
I mean,
some people consider it Bollywood, but I don't think it follows traditional Bollywood format.
No. All right. Well, I mean, either way, let me continue on with this. Yeah. So, Stars Born stars Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. It's about Bradley Cooper plays this very famous musician, a rock star in every sense of the word, and he after playing a show, he goes out to a drag bar and watches Lady Gaga's character Ali perform, and continues to pursue a relationship with her as her career, as exposing her to the music industry in the world, and basically watching as Ali becomes a mega pop star. So let's go from there. Initial thoughts. Don't give me the whole review right here. I want to give me initial thoughts. When you first sat on that seat, and you started watching those first 30 minutes, what were your thoughts? Let's go with Luis first.
First 30 minutes of the movie.
What was
it starts off by me crying. No. So it starts off with, if I remember correctly, and I watched it yesterday, but I do have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah.
It starts off with Bradley Cooper
walking on stage.
Walking on the stage, right? Like taking some pills and shit, and then going into the stage, and then right. Yeah. Okay, so that part is really cool. I was like, all right, cool. We're starting off to see what kind of artist he is at that time.
Yeah.
What he plays, and I guess it gives you a sense of like what the type of feel the movie's going to be.
Yeah.
Like I guess he's a rock star or whatever, and then he's like a drunk, I guess.
Yeah.
And then he fucking, I don't know. Okay, I mean, like, it's cool. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. So I mean, like the opening really got you.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like,
yeah.
I don't know how to play guitar, but
it was a really, really good opening, man. Like you just see him going through the curtains, and then you're hearing the crowd scream and scream and scream, and then he gets his guitar and he's like, damn.
Yeah, like, I had a question though. Like, is that green screen, or did they like have to tell a bunch of people, like, or was there already a concert there?
So the way it goes, every scene you see that was performed live, that was not green screen. That was an actual audience. The one you see where it's her and him performing together, that was Coachella. The only thing Gaga asked of Cooper as director. For her to be in this movie, she said, I want the music to be performed live, and I don't want it to be pre-recorded. So it had to be raw, emotional, musicianship. So, Ashley, I'm going to ask you initial thoughts. What did you think when this movie first started? What were your thoughts going in?
My thoughts were that I had placed this bar very low. I mean, I've seen a lot of musical movies, but this was a lot better than expected. First 30 minutes, I was just like, oh my God, that guitar opening lick was amazing. I immediately had to Google to see if Bradley Cooper actually played that.
Yeah.
He actually learned guitar for this movie, and I was really impressed with that. But just the music, and especially if you see the movie in a better theater, like something with like Dolby Atmos or just better speakers, you really feel it. Yeah. And just the music was what caught my attention immediately.
Yeah. And then I mean, like, just, the theater I went to, it has really good sound. The picture quality on there is like that, like beautiful.
Like that.
Like beautiful. Like yeah. It's just beautiful picture quality. And I mean, I heard, like, when the crowd starts screaming, it's like going through my ears, and it's like if I'm there, bro, guys. It's like I'm literally there. The camera's shaking, and he's there, and it's just wow. And then, I mean, the next thing I want to go to is when that first encounter with Gaga, like that. I mean, talk about the chemistry, guys. I felt it right there. Just when she lays down, she turns her head to see him. I couldn't help but, like, my heart felt so warm. Like, it's just the chemistry is so there. What do you guys think about that scene?
Should I go first? I thought there was great chemistry between, Gaga and Bradley Cooper. The story that you were telling me before we started recording about how Gaga got into this movie was so authentic, and you can just tell they really, really bonded and clicked together in this movie, and it shows through dialogue and through the music they performed together. It was just remarkable.
Yeah. What do you think,
I was reading a comment on YouTube because, well, obviously, like I told you, I'm obsessed with this movie and obsessed with the album.
Yeah.
So I was Googling, like, I guess, like the songs or whatever. And in one of the interviews that I saw from Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, or Stefani, right? That's her real name? Stephanie, right?
Yeah.
Like a comment said it was, and I think it accurately represented it. It said, "This is another Leonardo DiCaprio and
Kate Winslet.
What's the girl from the Titanic?
Kate
I don't know
Winslet.
her name. Yeah, her. That's that type of chemistry.
Yeah.
Where it's like people are gonna believe like, oh, there's something there, but like maybe not. Maybe it's just like I don't know, like for example, I believe you can find your soulmate in a non-romantic way.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga are like that.
Yeah.
Because you can feel it on screen. And then even in the interviews, you're just like, wow, like they really connect as persons, like soulmates. Like I do believe in, I guess, that you could have.
You can feel it. I mean, it's just it's there. The chemistry is there, and it never feels out of place in this movie. You know, it always feels as if it feels like as if they've been working on movies for like years and years. You know, it doesn't feel like this is the first time that they've been on screen together. So I mean, we're talking about the music. The music is, I mean, I've never gotten out of a theater before and immediately downloaded the album, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know Ashley's on a call right now, so she's not, and that's why I'm trying to extend this and stall a little bit.
Yeah. So I guess we can talk, since we're talking about the album, I guess you can share which one is your favorite.
Yeah. Which one's my favorite?
Of the album?
I mean, I've got a lot of them. I mean, here, I'm going to try to pull it up right now.
One that you just like.
One?
Yeah.
It's right now, the one I keep playing, it's a tie between La Vie en Rose and I'll Never Love Again. Wow, like, talk about two, like, that was the first, La Vie en Rose is the first song that she sings, and oh my God, the power in her voice and just how high, like, it's beautiful, dude. Just the way she's singing it and how beautiful. I mean, I never thought that Gaga could sing in French. Come on, man. Like, wow. When I heard her singing that song, I was just absolutely taken aback. Blues, what's your number one? Like, just, I mean, I guess you're asking me the same. What you asked me, like, what's your one favorite song from this album?
My number one. Okay, so my number one is Maybe It's Time.
Yeah.
And the reason why that one's my favorite, and then my other favorite is, I think it's called Black Eyes.
Yeah, the first one.
Black Eyes, right?
Yeah.
Ojos. And they're Bradley Cooper songs, right? That's Bradley Cooper performed songs. And I feel like I'm more impressed because obviously, you know, Lady Gaga, she can sing. Like, it's just a known fact because she's a singer and then she went into the acting business. So I wasn't really too surprised on what she can do.
Yeah.
Not to take away from her being incredibly awesome, but I already knew what she was kind of capable of.
Yeah.
But when I heard Bradley Cooper's voice, I was like, dude, this guy's an actor. This guy's Rocket Raccoon. And he sounds like such a badass. And for this movie, like he purposely made his, like, I guess his voice deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds natural, you know? It doesn't sound, I don't know, like it's beautiful, like the way he sung these songs.
Yeah.
And then the message, like the if you read the lyrics behind each of these songs,
it's very powerful.
They're beautiful lyrics. Yeah. Like they're songs that, like, you know, I haven't heard in a long time. I mean, like, what do we get now? What type of music do we get now? But like, this is beautiful. Like this is song making. This is beautiful. Yeah. And I'm glad that The Shallows is in the top 50 right now on Spotify trending, because it deserves it, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Ashley, we're choosing our favorite song from the soundtrack right now. What is it for you?
For me, after thinking about it, my first choice would probably be La Vie en Rose.
Yeah.
That was great. And then the next one, besides obviously Black Eyes, just because that guitar opening, probably Always Remember Us This Way.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love the scene that one's in. You know, I love how they did that shot where they, you know, the focus is on her, but then you see in the back is the you know, the television screen that's showing her face too. You really see that contrast between, you know, what we see and then what the crowd is seeing. You know, this image that they see of this celebrity that's becoming, but we're seeing like every moment in behind the scenes of who she is, and it's like, you know, this movie is just really, really good in that sense that we not only see what the crowd sees, but we're also seeing those things in the background that really lead up to that ending. And before we talk about that, I want to talk about, you know, because everybody's interpretation of this movie is about, you know, an artist that is on the rise and one that's on the decline. That's not for me. I don't think that's my interpretation. I think it's actually about an artist that's undiscovered that just needs a platform to really go for it. But there's somebody in the picture who is clearly depressed and an addict, and his career is not going down. Actually, like, you can tell that his career is doing really well for himself. I mean, I don't know if you can say that a career is going downhill if you get to perform at the Grammys, you know? So, like, obviously,
I would say the opposite. I feel like he's doing so good that's what led him to be
that
a
led
drug
him on
addict / alcoholic / whatever the hell else he does.
Yeah, he was a drug addict too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ashley, what's your interpretation?
I think the general interpretation of the movie being of 1 star rising and 1 star falling is very pessimistic.
Yeah.
I can see kind of where that narrative comes from. But to me, I kind of saw it as just a star coming up from nothing. Someone who went from, you know, working in a kitchen or waiting tables, having this undiscovered talent and then just booming from it.
Yeah.
Now, I could see where in the movie it kind of shows, you know, Jackson's career start to kind of slip a little. But you only get a small glimpse of it, like when he's performing at the Grammys and then he gets moved from lead vocals to backup guitar.
Yeah.
Being someone that's in that position, that's a huge bruise to one's ego. Plus, with all the issues that he was having with his alcoholism, the pills, being a total mess and just falling apart, he kind of had himself to blame in that aspect. If his career was dropping, it was because he couldn't keep his shit together.
Yeah.
But that's only a small part of the story. And I feel like some people won't fully get that or see it like that.
Yeah.
Unless you've been involved in music in some way or you're just an appreciator of music. Yeah. But even a non-musician can kind of get that. But I think the main takeaway of the film being about one person rising up and one falling is just, you know, inaccurate.
Yeah. So then I'm going to, you know, we'll talk about the individual performance right now, but I want to bring out one thing in the performances. I mean, the supporting crew. Wow. Sam Elliott. Really, that's the brother of Bradley Cooper in the movie. Sam Elliott, oh my God, he really goes for it. And if there's one person from the supporting cast that I think could get nominated this year, I think it's Sam Elliott for supporting actor. 100%. He gives a very, very emotionally raw performance. And I mean, just not him. I mean, Anthony Ramos is really good in the movie too. He's so funny. Who else is a really the dad? Lady Gaga's Ali's dad is really good too. What do you guys think about the supporting cast? Luis, you go first.
So the dad. I mean, I'm sorry, not the dad. The brother.
Yeah.
I liked his performance. I felt like he was that big brother that I guess Bradley Cooper always like. That older brother was supposed to be, because if you think about it, like an older brother is supposed to be the guy that takes care of his, you know, younger brothers and everything like that. And I feel like throughout the whole movie, he did that, and even to the point where he punched the shit out of him in the face. Yeah. Like, regardless, like it's his brother, you know, and like he still loved him. And goddamn, dude, I I teared up when he got out of the rehab.
Oh yeah.
And he drove him back, and he told him, because he had told him a bunch of different things, and he said, you just stole Dad's
voice, yeah,
voice, and he was telling him how, because he would always, Bradley Cooper's character Jack would always defend his dad, even though he was a deadbeat drunk.
Yeah.
He always defended him, but he never really appreciated the actual people that were actually good to him, like his older brother. He was the one that was taking care of him. And then when the brother's character starts crying.
Yeah. Oh
dude,
my God. Yeah. He tells him like, it wasn't Dad. I always idolized you. And then you just see him turn back, and he's backing up, and you see him crying. It was that one. Oh my God. That was a part. I mean, God, that was so emotionally, like, it hit me so hard. Because I mean, I have a brother, dude. I try to protect my brother and be there and love him as much as I can. And I mean, I see it in here where, it's just a brother who tried to put his other brother the right path, but he was just fighting too many demons, he was,
and he never gave up.
Never gave up.
He never gave up on his little brother.
Yeah, he never gave up on his brother. I mean, Bradley Cooper's character has so much trauma, dude. But before we go more deeper into that, Ashley, tell what did you think about the supporting cast?
I thought the supporting cast was awesome. It really added to that movie. Without that supporting cast, I wouldn't have enjoyed it quite as well. I already talked about before we started taping how much I enjoy Anthony Ramos.
Yeah.
He was also in the reboot of She's Gotta Have It. He's really good in that. Yeah. Also, Shangela makes an appearance. If you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, Shangela is a well-known name. I loved it. Like, Sam Elliott was so believable as Jackson's older brother, and everything you guys just talked about. Like, I don't have a brother, but I really felt, that dedication that he has in the film.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was. Talk about just, it's so emotionally moving, the movie, and that's the thing. And I mean, let's stop beating around the bush. Let's just go into these individual performances. Like Gaga, wow, Gaga really goes. She was in American Horror Story. That was the only acting experience she had before then. But that really doesn't give you, TV acting is very different from movie acting, Because there's different layers to how TV works and stuff. There's a showrunner, there's a director and stuff like that. But in this one, I felt like she really gave it her all, and she was really, she really put herself out there and made herself vulnerable in her performance, and I just loved it. I'm seeing some people say, "What's so special about it?" Gaga was playing Gaga. I'm like, no. You're not seeing it.
No, not at all. No.
This is a very different Gaga. This is a very vulnerable Gaga.
This is a Gaga that cared, when you saw the whole movie, you saw like actual love, because like actual love, it's like, it's organic, it's real. And throughout the whole movie, even their little fights and their little, them being intimate, like in terms of like them just being on top of each other and stuff like that, that felt real, and that's what was so good about her performance, and also Bradley's performance, but specifically hers.
Yeah, and I mean, we bring up that you're bringing up the interviews, and that one interview I was watching, I think it's the same one that you watched. The guy brought up a really good thing. They never say "I love you." It was only once that they said "I love you," but that they showed that in their mannerisms and that body language throughout the whole film. And I mean, like
they technically never even, like, it was just they met, and then the following day he said, "Come with me."
Yeah.
And there was such a bond between him that she said, "You know what? Okay, fuck my job. I'm leaving. I'm gonna get on a plane. I'm gonna go visit this guy that I just met. But guess what? I might have a connection with this guy."
Yeah.
And then throughout the movie, they become soulmates.
It blossoms into this beautiful, beautiful thing, which sadly goes down a very self-destructive path, and it's just so beautiful seeing this movie play out, and it really gets you in there. It like really throws you in, and it says this is what's gonna happen, and you're just going through it. Ashley, what did you think about Gaga's performance?
It was exactly what I expected if I went to go see Lady Gaga in a big screen movie. She was made for this role. I've seen a lot of her live performances, and I've seen a lot of interviews of just her, and she's such a genuine artist, like a true artist. And I thought she nailed this role perfectly. Even the little bits that she starts singing in the parking lot when they go to get ice for her hand, like just off the top of her head. I'm not sure if she actually wrote that, but it was very believable. I mean, it just made me feel like I was watching Gaga's backstory.
Yeah. Do you agree with the sentiment that, that Gaga was basically just playing Gaga?
Pretty much. I mean, I think that's why she did so great in this role, and maybe even why Bradley seeked her out is because this is her in a nutshell. Like, I've seen her on Boiling Points, which is an MTV reality TV show back when she was just like a New Yorker. She didn't look anything like she does now. And then I've heard her talk about, stories of, playing in clubs and coming up and starting as a songwriter for a label and then just kind of getting into this whole being an artist thing. I mean, that's her. That's what this role was. That's what Ali was.
Yeah. Man, there's so much more. I mean, let's go ahead and go to Bradley now. God, man. When we've already recorded, I told you guys, I said, like, American Sniper, Bradley Cooper does a performance of, like, wow, like, I didn't think he had it in him, but in this freaking movie, he takes it to another level. And there's one scene that I'm going to recall that really, really resonated, not resonated with me, because I've never been to rehab, but, it was something that really hit me hard. It just grabs you into your heart and absolutely just grabs you, just makes you just emotionally deprived. It was that at the rehab where he just breaks down and cries with her, and he's like, I'm really sorry about everything I've done, and I can't believe everything I've said. It was right after he told her that she was ugly and stuff like that, and it was just such a powerful scene. What did you think about Bradley Cooper's performance, Luis?
To go back on my point, and to go back to that scene that you're talking about, that was such a believable scene, bro, because you'll see throughout the whole movie how many times he messes up, and how many times he isn't the guy that, how can I praise it, he wasn't his best, and even then, Ali was still with him, and then when he broke down and apologized, I was like, okay, here we go. Like, this is where we're gonna see him be better, be the man that she needs, right? Because she's always the one taking care of him. And now it's time to do the other side, And then goddamn, and then another crying moment. It's towards the end. We can talk towards the end, right? And he's talking to Ali's manager, and Ali's manager was telling him that he doesn't deserve her. That he's just, I guess, like a way. Like, she's just weighing him down, and you can tell that broke him. You can tell that bothered him. It was like, oh, you're right. Like I don't want to be that person anymore for her. I want her to live her life.
That character made me so mad. Like that, I mean, because I think about people that I know is like, they're depressed, and that's not something that you just tell somebody who's just getting out of rehab, working on recovering himself, and clearly depressed as hell and with so much trauma, and he basically just puts down all these things and just tells him that he's gonna relapse again, and that he doesn't want him, she doesn't want him around, he doesn't want her to be around when that happens, because this time it's gonna be really bad. And it was just it made me so mad at that character that he did that to him, and that was what led to his suicide. And I mean, let's hold up, Ashley, what did you think about Cooper's performance? And I mean, if we're gonna go to that scene, what did you think about that scene in general?
I thought Bradley Cooper was awesome. I never watched American Sniper, but I did see him in Silver Lining Playbook. Loved him in that role. I thought he did phenomenal, and that was the first exposure I had at his acting chops. He has a lot of really good, memorable scenes, like the part where he's in rehab and you just see him break down. That was really memorable. I also really liked what he said to Ali in the beginning.
Yeah.
In that cop bar where he's talking about how everyone's talented. I'm paraphrasing, but he says something along the lines of, everyone in this room is talented in some way or somehow, but do you got something to say?
Yeah.
Have something to say that people will want to listen to. And that, to me, as someone who used to be in bands and do a lot of songwriting, that hit me really hard. And it just made his role even more so believable and excellent. Even down to when he's talking to, I think it's Rez, right? Like
Rez.
her manager.
Yeah,
That we're
Rez.
talking about.
Yeah.
That dude did such a great job playing the scumbag producer manager. Like, I hated him from the beginning before he even really talked. He was just so great. And I hated that scene because that is exactly what you don't need to hear when you're trying to better yourself, especially when you're getting out of rehab. Just made me angry the whole time I was just listening to him. And it's like, clearly this guy never liked him from the beginning. And now he's attacking him when he's low and the most vulnerable. That scene in particular was very powerful to me.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, he was mad because she was going to cancel the tour. That means he's not going to get his share of the money. So he was pissed that that was going to happen. And he just did this to him. And that was just so... and then also the other scene that was really, like, memorable. It's just like that one, you know, you have something to say. It was the billboard scene when he takes her to see the billboard. And he's like, look at that. You know, that's what people are looking. And, you know, you got to make sure that when you're out there, you give them something to talk about. That you tell them what you have to say.
And don't let that fizzle out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was another good scene, too. But like the manager, her manager, of course, he's pissed because she was going to cancel the tour dates. But I'm sure he didn't really care for him, you know, at the Grammys when he made a total fool of himself and just passed out right there behind her. That's terrible for her image, especially winning a Best New Artist category.
Yeah, I mean,
just
that scene,
things like that. I could just see him just like getting pissed at him for, and yeah.
I mean, that scene, the award scene was, oh my God, man. When I knew it that he was gonna go up there. I mean, I have not seen the other remakes of the movies. Read up on them that this scene is like basically one of the ones that happens in all the other remakes, and the original one. But I mean, when I saw him get up, I said, no, please, no, this is gonna happen. And wow, I mean, just it was so damn. I mean, I was cringing in my seat. Said, oh, this is gonna happen. He's gonna get up there drunk and he's gonna piss himself. And it happened, and it made me so uncomfortable. It made me feel so bad for Ali. And Luis, what did you think about that award scene?
The award scene, right?
Yeah, when she wins best new artist.
I felt like really cringe.
Yeah,
like I felt like not cringe. I don't know if that's the word to use. You get goosebumps, and you just feel like, oh my God, please don't. I guess you can say that's cringe. Like, please don't. Like, this is her moment. Don't take it away from her.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? You jealous?
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know if I want to say it, but jealous prick. Like, you're the husband.
Yeah.
Be happy for her. Don't fucking do your shit. And then I was like, oh, whatever. And then he did it, and I was like, oh. And then I was like, okay, he's drunk, and people are laughing, so it's okay, I guess. People are gonna forget about it. But then he peed himself, and I was like, fuck. That's it. And then he fell down, and then I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Rehab time.
And God, man, but that was. And then I didn't. You know, I mean, the next thing I'm gonna talk about, you know, it's the suicide scene. I didn't think that was gonna hit as hard as it was going to. I didn't expect, because, you know, I mean, we've seen a lot of these type of scenes in movies before, especially some that, you know, don't build up as well as they build up to that, you know. Mm-hmm. But this one, the pacing was there. It led up to that moment, and it's like, when he cooked that big fat steak for the dog, I knew it. I said, he's gonna kill himself. Because he's gonna he makes sure the dog's gonna eat a lot, so that way he doesn't obviously stay hungry, and that way the when the cops get here, you know, the dog's gonna be okay, you know. Mm-hmm. So then I said, oh, he's gonna go do it, and then he gets into the car. At first, I thought he was gonna do it the old school way of the 1960s, when you would like close down your garage, you press you kind of press on the brake and let the carbon monoxide suffocate you. I thought that was the way he was gonna go out, but nah, he went the other way, and it was I now I realize why he did it that way, because you go back when he's talking to the counselor, he's telling you that he tried to kill himself when he was like 13, and but the fan fell down and he killed him, and he was gonna go that way because that was it all goes back to the way he grew up, and that's that trauma was the reason why he became an alcoholic, and it's the reason why he's so depressed. And that scene was just so powerful. It was so powerful. What did you think, Ashley?
It definitely had me going back and forth with is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? And it was just mapped out and just timed out so perfectly. I had the same thought about the carbon monoxide suicide attempt. And then, he went for, how he did it.
Yeah.
I believe with the belt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was even more dramatic, and that messed me up even more so.
Yeah, and then that wide angle shot of the garage door, and then you can you don't see him specifically hanging, but you just see the top of his head just kind of moving from side to side, and that was oh my god, he actually did it. And then the dog was there, and he was and he laid down.
That one was the one that killed me too. The dog's just there wondering what happened, and it's oh my god.
Damn, I started tearing up that time.
Yeah. And that scene that follows that when Gaga and Elliot are talking, and that scene was amazing. I'm saying there's a lot of these scenes are amazing. It's just amazing. It's just crazy how this stuff that these performances line up so well. And it's all going back to direction, and Bradley Cooper really went all out with his first movie that he's directed. And we're gonna get towards the final thoughts here, guys. But the last scene I'm gonna talk about, we're gonna talk about that final scene where she's singing "I'll Never Love Again," and just perfectly shot, perfectly performed. In that cut to where it's her and him singing the song, because he wrote that song for her, but obviously he wanted to perform it with her, but he didn't get to because he killed himself. And that scene was just so beautifully performed, and you just see Gaga crying when she's performing it with her in the house, and also crying when she's performing it in front of all the people. So what do you guys think about the ending? Ashley, go first, please. Oh, Ashley's muted. She's on the call. Luis, what did you think about that last scene?
Super sad, my friend. Yeah. Especially when you have the lyrics right in front of you, which I will gladly read to you. Especially when it says, "I don't want to feel another touch. I don't want to start another fire. Yeah. Don't want to know another kiss. No other name falling off my lips." Damn, dude, the whole scene of everyone listening to you, her breaking down, singing the song, I guess Bradley Cooper's character made for her. Yeah. And then the last part, the very last scene. Yeah. When Bradley Cooper starts singing it to her in this flashback thing that he's doing in the piano.
And you just see Gaga crying when he's singing it to her, and it's
honestly, look, I'm gonna be honest, but this movie was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it was just beautiful. It's just one of those movies where it's I said, I hadn't felt that type of movie in a while.
Yeah,
specifically, one of my favorite movies of all time, Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah,
I have a copy of it in my room because it's my favorite.
Yeah,
because that's when I first saw, I guess, Bradley Cooper show me that type of character. Before that, we just saw him in The Hangover, The A-Team, characters like that, stuff like that. And then we saw that part, and then we saw this, and then my respect for Bradley Cooper just went
through the roof.
Out of the roof, through.
Ashley, what did you think about that final scene?
Made me cry, and cry way too hard. Yeah. Everything about it, just how it ends and how it cuts to her, it got me.
Yeah. So let's just go into these final thoughts. The Star is Born does everything in its way to be great, and it's really great. I mean, directorial debut for Bradley Cooper, and I'm gonna ask you guys right now when I'm done with the final thoughts, but is there Oscar praise coming for this movie? I think so, 100%. I think Gaga gets Best Actress nominated. Cooper gets a Best Actor nomination. If he does not get that nomination, I'm going to be pissed. Cooper will be nominated for Best Director as well, because this debut was amazing. I mean, we talk about a guy who really was made for behind the camera. Elliot will get Supporting Actor. I don't know who else I can put in there for the Supporting Actress role, because, I mean, there was nobody else that was really a supporting actress in this movie who really stood out to me. But, I mean, the only issue I have with this movie, and the more I think about it, I think it was intentional. The pacing is kind of weird. The pacing is really weird. At points, we like go really fast, we stop a little bit, and then we go really slow. I think it was intentional because once the relationship starts, it's this blossoming slow pace to showing how it's gonna go to this eventual tragedy. I think it was intentional, and it's also showing the progress of Jackson's addiction and depression, and really showing how, you know, all of this is happening so fast for him, but it's a slow burn for him. So, you know, I'm gonna give A Star Is Born a 9.5 out of 10. Currently number 4 on my top 10 list for movies of 2018. Just in back of Sorry to Bother You, but on top of Hereditary. So, guys, I'm going to go to Ashley since she's the guest next. Ashley, give us your final thoughts. Answer my question if this is going to get some Oscar praise. And give me your final verdict.
If this movie doesn't get nominated, it's the biggest snub ever.
Yeah.
I thought Bradley Cooper was great as the struggling musician with a drug habit. He was very believable. He had a lot of memorable scenes. Sam Elliott is the actor that did the role of his brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if Sam Elliott doesn't win, then that's just a different crime. I really like this role.
Yeah. So, you know, what final verdict out of 10?
Only because I haven't seen the other remakes. I give this an 8 out of
10. 8 out of 10. Holy shit. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Damn,
okay.
that's like, fuck.
Damn. Well,
I mean, it was solid, but I wasn't too impressed with the story, maybe because this is a remake. So I've heard the story many times because it's been remade a couple times. And the pacing is a little weird.
Yeah.
Even I have to agree, but it's slow burn for the character. You really see him just kind of crashing.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you're kind of going in and out with your microphone. Something might be going on in there. I don't know. It's going for me. Luis, do you hear it that same way too?
Let's try it. Hello?
Ashley, can you say something?
Okay.
Hello, how's it going?
All right, cool. Now you're good now. All right. So, Luis, final thoughts? Answer my question of the Oscar praise and final verdict.
Okay. I think that same thing's happening in my mic too. I think it's the call.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we're already at the end, so let's just wrap it up then.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
So will it receive Oscar nominations? Yes. Will it win Best Picture? We don't know. We'll see after Christine Perot's movie.
Yeah.
And Timothy
Chalamet.
And Timothy Chalamet's. I'm sorry, this is like really distracting. It's like I hear like a loop back of my own voice.
You know what? Let me just go ahead and let me just stop recording. We'll fix this right. Coming back from technical difficulties. All right, Ashley, you're the last one that got cut off with that weird noise, so we'll go back to you. Summarize your thoughts again, final thoughts, final verdict, and the Oscar question.
This is definitely going to get nominated. If it doesn't get nominated for anything, then that is the biggest snub I've seen in a long time. Gosh, what is his name? Sam Elliott. Bobby.
Yeah.
He better win Best Supporting Actor because he was excellent. I really liked him in this. The story itself was great. I'll change my rating on this movie after hearing your disappointment. I realize that it can be scored a little bit higher from me. I give it an 8.5 just because, I don't know, I'm not really big into country music. I know this isn't a country music movie per se, but the story just felt like it's something I've heard many, many times. Although they did it very, very well, it's just hard for me to give this like a 10. Gaga was outstanding. Bradley Cooper was outstanding as actor and director. Supporting cast from Dave Chappelle to Anthony Ramos, excellent. But I just don't feel like it's going to get a 9 from me. So I'll give it an 8.5. It's going to get so many nominations.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. Maybe it's because, you know, I mean, the pacing is weird. The only thing it wasn't really big of an issue with me that is because, you know, I mean, I've seen some movies where the pacing is terrible, and this wasn't the worst pacing I've ever seen. Next, we'll go to the other one that got cut off. Luis, what do you think?
The B Team. I enjoyed this film a lot, and personally, I think it's gonna make Oscar buzz. Will it win though? I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see and wait for Beautiful Boy with Steve Carell. If that one does as good as I think it will, because again, it's kind of like that genre of movie where it's like, I guess, like an addiction and trying to rebuild relationships and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see if it gets nominated. If it wins, obviously nominated, of course. Yeah. But overall, this movie, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I don't think there's anything wrong with this movie. Yeah. I would literally pay to watch it again another 3 times. Like, no problem. No problem at all. Like, I'm for sure buying this movie.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, Blu-ray.
Buying this Blu-ray. Like, the minute it comes out.
Version. The 4K version. Yeah. And putting it right there on my shelf. Yeah. In the small collection of movies that I really, really like. And so, like, because I'm a very particular person. Like, I don't really buy movies. Unless like they really, really mean something. So like right now I have, you know, my Dragon Ball Z up there. I have Spider-Man, the first one, Silver Linings Playbook. You know, you gotta get your classics. Titanic, you know, the B movie and shit. You know, so this movie is definitely gonna go on my shelf. So I would say 10 out of 10. I thought it was perfect. I'm a sucker for those type of movies. I'm a lover, and I just love.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you guys this question. Where is it in your top 10 list right now? Luis, since you're the last one who answered, where is it in your top 10 list?
Number 1.
Number 1 right now? Man, and you had Crazy Rich Asians at number 1 too.
Yes, sir. But now it's bye. Hello. Yeah. Bye. Hello.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how Beautiful Boy does, because that one looks like it's gonna be another trip with tissues. Ashley, where's this in your top 10?
Top 10 of movies of all time?
No,
or
not all time.
10?
2018.
2018?
Yeah.
What have I seen? I don't even remember what I've seen this year, so my mind is drawing a blank, but it's definitely a solid top 3 for sure.
Top 3 for sure? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank our guest for being on here, because I know she was dying to talk about this movie with somebody, or to review it at least. So thank you so much for being on here. It means a lot, Ashley. You know, you're always welcome on the Nerd Chicano Show. Our fellow
guys, thanks for letting me on. It was really fun.
Yeah,
I cried a lot.
Our fellow Chingona Chicana is here with us. Don't worry. You know, that's who you are. You're always welcome on this show. But as always, remember, you can go leave a rate and review for the podcast feed on your podcast app of choice. It really helps us out with feedback. If you want to give us a 5-star, that's freaking awesome. If you want to give us a 1-star, make sure you tell us about why and tell us what we can improve on. But you know what?
Don't give us a 1 though.
Don't give us a 1.
Fuck that. Don't give us a fucking 1. Give us a 5.
Yeah, you know, I'd like a 5, but I'm not asking you guys to lie as well. So also make sure to follow us on Twitter on at the nerdcore_, Instagram at the nerdcore. Follow our Facebook page and like it as well, at the nerdcore pods. I don't really use Facebook all that much. I mean, I just have it there so that way nobody steals the nerdcore name. But still, you should probably go follow it and like it. Well, other than that, I want to say thank you for listening. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at the Nerdcore, not the Nerdcore. I'm sorry, at the Nerd
No,
Chicano.
sir.
But you can also catch me on Saturday hosting the Nerdcore live show and the Nerdcore live pre-show, where these two people are going to be on there. We're going to talk a lot of cool stuff. Guys, tell them where they can find you on the internet. Ashley, go first.
You can find me on the live show tomorrow, half asleep. You can also find me on Instagram under Gucci Bat or on Twitter as X Artemis with a 3X.
All right. Luis, I gave you time to find those handles, all right? So don't disappoint me, man. Where can they find you on the internet?
Follow me at Will Smith. No, just kidding. Follow me at... Hold on, buddy. I literally, when you said I give you this time to look it up, I was just on my phone. You can find me at Twitter. Tweet me at Luis_Garcia77 on Twitter, and on Instagram, I guess you can find me at Luisito Garcia7.
That's right.
Tweet me or DM me. You know, it's open and I'm ready to have a conversation with strangers. So, you know, cool.
Yeah. Let's talk about movies. Yeah.
Let's talk about movies.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Remember, next week is Movie Club movie month. The movie club for the month. It's It Follows. It's a scary movie for spoopy season. You know, it's on Netflix. Spoopy. I made it easy for you guys. And apparently, it's a really good movie. We'll have ourselves a guest from a different podcast here. Kayla from Let the Right Films In will be on this podcast, hopefully, talking It Follows. Should be awesome. But movie club members, that's Ashley. Make sure you get to watch that movie so we can discuss it next week. So, other than that, I love you guys. Love the Nerdcore fans. You know, you guys are music to my eyes. That's another one of my favorite on that soundtrack. So, I'll see you guys later. We'll see you tomorrow on the Nerdcore live show. We'll see you next week when we review It Follows. I love you guys. Adios, mi gente. Viva México. Viva Latinoamérica. Nos vemos.
Hasta la vista, baby.